Hello, everybody. Welcome into Friday, March 29th, 2024. Oh, I have an echo. Why am I the... I'm the echo. It's me. I know it's me. Yep, I was the echo. I figured I was the echo. Anyway, as I was saying, welcome into Friday, March 24th, 29th. Whatever, it's Friday. It's the last Friday of the month, 2024. Can Start Live with the Zoom homies. The Zoom homies with Can Stout Live. And I am your host, Ken Stout, and they are the Zoom homies. And I just want to feel like I'm sitting on the beach bench. Oh my gosh. Engrish! Less than a minute into it, we have our first English moment. That's pretty good. We have William, we have Greg, who's up and running around. We have Rich, Sin, Sam, and Chris Garrett. Hello, gentlemen. Welcome
Hello.
in.
Hello.
I thought I saw Jeff join a while ago, but apparently I just thought that I saw Jeff join. I am not quite with it yet. Played golf today. Finally, after a hectic morning, made it to the driving range. Didn't make it in the time I wanted, so I bought a very expensive small bucket of range balls just to loosen up and warm up with. First couple three were horrible. You thought I'd never played golf in my life. By the end of getting through, I think it's like 30 golf balls. I was hitting the ball straight. I was hitting the ball decent distance. I was honestly anticipating and looking forward to playing a round of golf until I got to the first hole. I got a bogey, which is one over par, for the first time in probably 4 months on the first hole. I've gotten par or better for the longest time. Yeah, I'll shake it off. I haven't played in 17 days, so it's to be understandable. But yet, I just came off the range and we recorded it. We've actually got it recorded. It how good it was going on the range. So I, just shake it off. Been a while. It'll be fine. Nope. Hole number 2, 4. Okay, that's just one over. This is still okay. Hole number 3, 4. Hole number 4. Anyone want to take a guess?
4.
4. Hole number 5, 4. So by now, I have complained to Mrs. K so much about this is exactly why I don't want to go to a range, because we joke around that you use all of your good shots up on a range and it's absolutely useless. And she's like, well, she's trying to explain it to me, and she's going through all these hand gestures and this and that and the other, explaining to me what she thinks I'm doing wrong. And I'm like, well, I know what I'm doing wrong. I'm hitting the golf ball wrong. Problem solved. So we're walking up to 6, and I don't know what it was. I honestly don't know what it was, but I'm getting ready to tee off. Mrs. K yells at me, and she goes like this, 6 fingers. I'm like, well, no kidding. We're on the 6th hole. And she goes, she's violently shaking her head. So now I'm, okay, what does she want? So I walk over, I go, what is 6? She goes, I want you to use the 6 iron. Well, why didn't you just say use the 6 iron? Okay, yeah, fine. I'll use the 6 iron. I hit my 6 iron. It's 148 to the pin. 6 iron's usually pretty good for that hole. In this case, it was excellent for that hole. I put it about 6 yards past the hole with my 6 iron. Dead straight on. I mean, it'd be like if I want to reach out and touch this tree right here, that ball ended up, I don't know how to do this. That ball, anyway, you couldn't have drawn a stick or taken a string and drawn it quick. It was perfect. So I'm happy. I mean, God, it was great golf shot. Ended up getting a par. Ended up getting a par on 7. Ended up getting a par on 8. And barely missed a par on 9. I had 3 straight pars and barely missed the 4th one. So, long story short, it was a good game of golf. I ended up with 6 pars for the day on a couple holes that I probably got extremely lucky on, because I just don't par those holes. I did put 3 golf balls in the water. With the good comes the bad. And the funny funny thing is, it wasn't my first shot that went into the water. It was my second shot that went into the water on both times it went into the water. And then we get to 15, and you got to cross this little pond. It's not even a lake, and lo and behold, right in the middle of the water. So overall, I was pleased. I was really happy with the game for having not played in such a long time. That's the good news. The bad news is it kicked my butt. It wore me out. We got back about 4:30, I guess it was. I took 2 Tylenol. I didn't get up until she woke me up at 8:45, and she said, "Are you getting up? It's time to eat, and there's a basketball game on." By the way, speaking of basketball, I want to give a big shout out to North Carolina State and Wintermute and the Wolfpack. They upset Marquette, and I called it sort of kind of last night that I would not mind seeing Marquette get beaten by the Wolfpack. That puts them one game away from being in the Final Four. Wouldn't that be ironic if the team nobody picked to win, they were when they re-ranked the teams, they were 16 out of 16 teams. Now they've beaten the number 2 team. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, big shout out to him. I did see Rick Lakes had a stream earlier this morning. I have not watched it yet. I didn't do a whole lot. We woke up a little late. We jumped through some hoops to get going, got the things done. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day for me in the morning. I'm getting the oil changed in the car. We're counting down the days now until the 19th of April. And Mrs. K's actually like, well, if I take that Thursday off, I'm like, just leave the plan the way it's planned. Don't make any changes as of right now. She did call to get verification. She is going to be cleared through May 2nd for vacation, and she has the 3rd, 4th, and 5th off, so we are in good shape. Yes, the Wolfpack. I wanted to use a Wolfpack logo for my thumbnail tonight, but without fear of copyright notification violation, strike, or whatever, I couldn't find one. So I thought, you know what, we'll just go with the mentioning of the Wolfpack, and it'll be good. Purdue won. It was a squeaker first half, and they pulled away in the second half. It's kind of fun sitting here watching the game with Mrs. K. We have our philosophical differences on how to play the game, and I was kind of discouraged. I don't know the word I want. Marquette shot 203 free throws, and they only missed 2. North Carolina State shot 5 free throws, and they missed 2. I'm trying to figure out why there was such a large discrepancy in the free throws. And other than maybe the NCAA wants Marquette to win and not the Wolfpack, I don't know. No, I'm not a conspiracist, but I'm just saying. What have you guys been up to today? Wait. Let me go out on a limb here.
Not much.
Bill probably played Destiny all day.
No, actually, we got one room that's gonna be fun.
Oh, and you're remodeling?
No, and
Oh, you're talking about in the game. Okay.
it's in a nightmare section.
Yeah, I think right now they basically are all advanced to where we're at now. I think there's a couple reasons for that. One is our level of play. I mean, Jesus, you've set a new Destiny record at level 777. I think I'm at 140 now, somewhere in that neck of the woods. Plus, you're playing the specialty games, so they are they are probably by design going to be a little bit more harder to do. John Williams says, I was looking for the trouble and found it and got the network printer back online. Good job, John. I still have a printer to pick up from my son. It's a Hewlett Packard. I don't know that I necessarily need a printer, but he's giving me a printer, so I'll pick it up one of these days, like probably Sunday, Monday, maybe. I don't know. Still holding off.
In your closet.
Well, I got the Kodak out in the garage. It's just gathering dust, so I don't have a need for a printer, and I don't want to get a printer and then try to come up with the need to have a printer. So But you're probably right. I'll probably get it and throw it in the closet, and then if we need something like once a year, we do usually have to print, and I've got a printer. Hopefully the ink's not dried up, and I'll be good to go. Kind of missed Doug today. Of course, I wouldn't have gotten to see Doug either. I mean, I could not watch Doug in the morning. I wouldn't have been able to see him at noon because we teed off right at noon. It was fun. There was 4 of us playing.
I don't think he streamed today.
He did not. He announced yesterday that he was not going to stream either Fortnite or his daily noon show for me, or at 9 o'clock for him. Ghetto streamed this morning Fortnite. Didn't watch it. I just was going through my YouTube as I was getting ready for tonight. I saw he did do a stream this morning. Been a very interesting non-social media type day to me, except for Alex called. That's all I got to say about that. And then my friend in Las Vegas called me, and we were walking off 6 going to 7, and I out of courtesy I answered it. I said, "Hey Jack, I'll call you back. I'm in the middle of playing golf. It's going to be about 2 hours. Is that fine?" Well, apparently that got translated. "I'm fine, Ken. How you doing?" Blah 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 blah. And I finally said, "Here, hold my phone while I tee off." Jack's a good guy though. He didn't mean anything mean by it whatsoever.
Did Alex get his one Slim Jim?
He actually did get his one Slim Jim. He sent me a picture of that yesterday. While we were at Walmart checking out this afternoon, there was Slim Jim available there on the rack, and I really thought about taking a picture and sending it to Alex and say, "Look what I found for sale at Walmart," but I didn't. The thought entered my head. I did not. We went into Walmart to buy cod because we were out of cod, and as you know, we eat fish on Friday nights. That's just kind of a thing I guess we're going to try to stick to for as long as we can. I don't see us doing that on vacation, though. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, our cod cost us $78.13. That was some expensive cod, let me tell you. It was good. She cooked it up good tonight. It was very good. They had tilapia, salmon, mahi-mahi. I've never had a fried fish. I've never had mahi-mahi fried. I always baked it. I don't know if that would be good or not. And I ran into Jonathan at Walmart, who works there. The guy from the short video. Had a nice conversation with him. I thought maybe he had left because I haven't seen him there last few times I've been there. And then like I said, I came home and my back was so tight and my legs were kind of bothering me a little bit, and that was all she wrote for me. I did, however, Greg, you need anything to drink? Popcorn, potato chips, dinner?
Well, I got water right here.
Well, I'm going to mention Da Vinci, and I don't want to give you a migraine, so I'll keep it short and sweet.
Something shot through my hand just real quick.
I have for a while now been saying I'm going to figure something out on Da Vinci in the audio. I did. I figured it out. And it's so simple. I'm going to do an entire 7-second upload of this solution. When I discovered it, I thought to myself, really? One press of a button and one click of a mouse and that solves your problem? Who would have thunk it? All this time I've been thinking how involved this is going to be to do this. Nope. It's a piece of cake. Video will come out by, I don't know, to Monday, at least. Is that fast enough, Greg?
Yes.
Did you get your hitch fixed?
No.
Really?
The one I went to Harbor Freight to buy did not fit. So 20 minutes later, I took it back and I got one that fit.
But
Then I put the big cage in there and it's like 3 inches off the ground.
that's not good. So is he
Yeah.
still headed to Illinois tomorrow?
Yep.
Not pulling the trailer?
Now,
Wow. Is he going to have to make a return trip at some point in time when you get it fixed?
no.
Okay, that's good. I think we'll get the studio back 1st of May. That's kind of where it's looking like right now. That's our target date anyway. Um, and I'm going to need some advice and some suggestions from the homies on this. All the homies, the Zoom homies and the YouTube homies, because I want to eliminate my 2 desk into 1 desk, and I want to eliminate my drawing table that I'm using right now as well into a desk. I didn't realize this until just the other day that I have 2 different level desk, and my table's different than the 2 desks. So I have 3. I have like a stutter step of desk here. It's weird, and I thought, well, since I'm wanting to replace it anyway, the desk in front of me is, oh gosh, 8, 9. It's about 10 years old ish. It's falling apart. When you pick it up, you literally have to hold it a specific way, otherwise it will destroy itself. And the other desk I've had since probably 20 years. So it's good and solid. It's still together, but I just want to get a new desk. But then the way I think I'm going to do this is I'm going to take pictures of the room so you can see the monitors, and then look at what my thoughts are, or just take your thoughts and then buy a desk. And then we'll get Greg and Robert over here one weekend. They can install that for me, and we'll have a live stream of them putting the desk together.
No, you won't.
You don't trust Robert?
You won't get me.
You know
Oh,
what?
come on, Greg.
You know what I have used for a desk before?
Don't say a chair.
Well, my dad had a desk, and I don't remember how, but it wasn't that good. It wasn't made for a heavy computer, and I think I just wore it out. Well, the top of it was okay, but the legs and all just got kind of wobbly and all that. So I took the top of it and I put it across 2 extra nightstands that I had. I made a desk, a flat top desk. It
Yep.
worked, it worked perfect.
Kind of like our TV standing there. I would like to have a roll top desk. However, a roll top desk is not applicable to have a monitor sitting on top of it. So that's out. I like the one Ghetto got, but I believe, if I remember correctly, I believe it's just a little bit too big for the area I want to put it in. Unless the L can be reversed from side to side, then it wouldn't work for it's not where I want to put the computer, it's where I have to put the computer based on the 2 monitors that are mounted on the wall, and I don't want to have to move them. Kind of did myself wrong. I started to say something else when I put those monitors there, because at the time we had a bed, it was on the ground, and just I couldn't put it on the other wall. The other wall would be perfect, but it is what it is. So, but that's coming up. I'm going to need your help on that. And that's not going to take place for mid-May ish. We've got a quick month coming up here. It's going to be April 19th before we know it, and then after that, then that's the intent anyway. So
I kind of wish I had another desk too. I had it at the same time. Kind of wish I'd have kept it because it was our friend's. Her dad was a pastor, and he used to sit there and write his sermons on a typewriter. So I kind of wish I still had that desk.
yeah,
I shouldn't have got rid of that desk.
I like both of these. They both have the slide out shelves on them, if you will, for the keyboard. Speaking of keyboards, oh my gosh.
I don't like the slide out shelf for the keyboard. I'd rather set it on the desk.
It's convenient. I like the fact that when you're done, you can shove it up in there and it's done and out of the way. But this morning we're in the closet, and I made the comment that one of these days we're going to take everything out of the closet and go through it and if we're not using it, we're going to donate it to charity. The first thing Mrs. K says is, well, what about this keyboard? There's a keyboard sitting in there because when we moved the studio, some of the stuff couldn't fit in here, and I just put it in the closet. I said, what about the keyboard? She goes, it looks like it's a good keyboard. I said, what makes it look like a good keyboard? It's a wired keyboard. It's very restrictive right now because of how this is set up. And she goes, just look at the keys. And I'm like, I'm drawing a blank here. I'm like, what? And she goes, the keys look so nice. They look so pretty. And that's because the keyboard's not used. It's just, I said, and besides, what if you hit the L and the L don't work, but it looks so pretty? Does it make it a good keyboard? So anyway, that's just one of the conversations we had today that had my head scratched. Hello, Jeff. Jeff joins us. No Boilermakers. I would like to see Purdue go to the Final Four. I don't like Purdue. Nobody's going to argue that out ever. But I would not mind seeing Purdue.
I guess if I have to pick somebody to root for now, I'll have to go to Tennessee since I lived there so long.
They play tonight, right?
Yeah, Creighton.
Houston? Oh, Creighton? Oh.
Yeah. Number 2 and number 3 teams.
The Tennessee
That's
would be 2.
Regionals that Purdue and Gonzaga.
I wouldn't mind seeing Creighton upset Tennessee.
Yeah.
But that would put okay, so the winner of that game is going to play Purdue, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that game either way, Tennessee or Creighton. But I'd like to see Tennessee. I'd like to see Alabama win, go to the Final Four. I figure Houston's going to win tonight. They probably got a pretty clear path in, and maybe I think UConn's going to get there too. I think it's going to be 3 1s and maybe a what's Alabama, 8th, 4th, something like that. Without looking it up, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I'm getting a little red. I was sitting in the shade, but I wasn't completely in the shade apparently.
Yeah, I got your messages. That sounds like that's a really good lesson for the kids.
Well,
it really does.
They have a good team, but on any given day, you can lose.
Oh, gosh.
And there's always a better team. That's the other lesson out there.
Yeah.
And they won the first game pretty handily this morning. It's a team they've beaten readily several other times.
Right.
But the second game was a team that came in from California someplace. And to make the final playoffs tomorrow, they would have had to have won and basically skunked the other team. And they didn't even come close to doing that.
Right.
Just the way it is. But, the kids don't like to hear it, but I've told my grandson, major league teams that win World Series maybe won between 55 and 60% of their games.
Correct. Yeah. And it's a matter of getting the pieces in the right working order at the right time as well.
Yep,
I mean,
absolutely.
So NC State will play the winner of Houston Duke. Boy, again, I think I said this last night. Wouldn't it be cool if Duke could win, and that puts Duke and NC State clashing again? That'd be actually really good. Connecticut plays Illinois. I got to give the slight nod to Connecticut on that.
Oh, I think UConn is the pick to go all the way.
They actually are picked to win it all 2 years in a row. Purdue will play, it's 9-9, and it just got started. So, I got to go with the Crimson Tide. I'd like to see Alabama upset Clemson. Well, they're actually the 4th seed. They're the better rated seed. So, I was laughing so hard last night watching the halftime show with Barkley and Kellogg and Kenny Smith, and I can't think of the other guy's name.
Well, I mean, Barkley was a good player, and I know these other guys know something about it, but that's a panel of BSers.
Well, yeah. Clark Kellogg was great at Ohio State.
That's what their job is, though. I mean,
of course. Kenny Smith, I believe, was North Carolina. Clark Kellogg was Ohio State, and You know, honestly, if someone were to say, "Here's $1 million, where did Barkley go to school?" Auburn. I think he went to Auburn. I
Mm.
think, without googling it, I think he went to Auburn. Um, Alabama's a 4. Yeah. Thank you,
Mm.
Wintermute. And he confirms it was Auburn. The round pound of rebound or something. They added another thing to it last night. They said, "Well, that coming from the round pound of rebound something something bound." I was like, the teasing that goes back and forth with those guys is just phenomenal.
Mm.
And sometimes the round mound of rebound, yeah, good old Chuck Charles Barkley. So anyway,
Yeah, I'm
oh,
sorry to be a little late tonight. I was finishing supper and I watched the end of Flying Leathernecks.
we watched the NC State game, and then I caught the couple minutes of Purdue, and they had it well in hand. So, and then I looked at the clock and went, "Oh crap, I'm behind."
Well, I saw a little of the NC State game earlier, right after we got home from baseball.
I still don't understand the foul discrepancy. I've not looked at the box score yet to see if maybe I missed a couple things here and there,
Yeah.
but it sure looked like Marquette was shooting more free throws than NC State was. That's just my observation.
Yeah.
I'll check all that out later. So anyway, gonna wrap it
Doesn't
up.
matter, even if it was bad calls, it never gets fixed. So I mean,
Oh
it's just
gosh, no. I thought there was some good calls. I thought there was some questionable calls. It is what it
Wintermute
is.
comes to the rescue again.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
The round
he's-
mound of rebound.
Yeah, Barkley wasn't all that tall. I think he was only about 6'4", and to do some of the things he did, that was phenomenal. New girl
Well,
to
that's
golf course today. Do what?
Still reasonably tall. I remember seeing one or two guys in college who were not 6 feet tall who could dunk the ball.
Spike Webb, I think his name is, from Atlanta.
Well, we had
Under-
one at Kansas State years ago. He was like 5'10",
Spud Webb.
and he could dunk it. Now, I mean, he's not going to take it away from a guy that's 6'5".
No,
You know,
no.
but excuse me,
Yeah.
go ahead with what you were starting on.
No, Spud Webb out of the Atlanta Hawks. I want to say Spud Webb from NC State. Oh, here we go. We're not going to hear the end of NC State. I want to say Spud Webb was, I don't know. I'll throw some number out. Wintermeat will find it for me. 5'2", I believe. 5'3". He was really a really short guy. But he could dunk.
We're going to have to put some restrictions on Wintermute here. He's showing up all of us old guys on memory things.
That's fine. That is fine. I'm glad my memory came back and I finally put together a decent round of golf after having such a horrible start.
Well, I saw you got some pars. I was going to be a smart aleck and ask how many birdies you got, but I didn't.
0. I had 6 pars, 1 7, and the rest were 4s. And the 7
Yeah,
was
but
due
6
to,
pars isn't bad. I mean, God.
it's 1/3 of the holes. I mean, there's 18 holes, so I can't complain. I really
mean,
can't.
that would be what you just described. You'd have a pretty good handicap for somebody your age.
Yeah. Yeah. Muggsy Bogues, boy, there's a name I haven't heard. He was shorter, and he played at Wake Forest. I didn't know that. I forgot
I never
all about
heard that
Muggsy
name
Bogues.
before.
Yeah, I think he played for, at the time, was the Washington Wizards. I don't know if they've changed their name or not.
Ooh,
I know. Oh, wait, no. They were the Washington Bullets at one time. And then we went through all the sensitivity. They had to change it to Washington whatever. So that I think now they're the Wizards. I think that's where he played. Again, I'll go to the old age card here and say I don't remember.
Oh.
So
according to Wikipedia, Spud Webb was 5'6".
okay.
YouTube ESPN Edio says he won a slam dunk contest in the NBA at
Yeah.
5'7". So
He did win the contest, yes. I do
So I
remember
don't know
that.
which height is correct.
Depending on the pair of shoes he was wearing that day, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm just going to give the generic shout out to everybody on YouTube and thank. Oh, Mike Wojcik showed up. When did he sneak in? Hello, Mike. John Williams, Tony Wallow. Jeff was here. Rick was here. Wintermute, thank you as always for your research. Congratulations again on the Wolfpack winning. They're my Cinderella team to get to the Final Four this year. Don't let me down on Sunday afternoon. So
I got to add one more comment on here before we leave. There we go.
Put that man in the waiting room. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, William. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Rich, Sin, Sam, Jeff. Even though you're pulling for them Tennessee volunteers.
Well, I lived next to Knoxville for 22 years, so I got to give them a shout out.
Hey, I have followed Indiana University basketball when I was stationed halfway across the world. I still followed. I get it.
I never went to a game, particularly football, when we hadn't been married but about a year when we moved to Oak Ridge, which is like 20 miles from Knoxville. And the apartment we were living in, there was a lady living next door to us whose son came to get her on home football game days.
Nice.
And they had to pay like $5,000 a year each just to get the rights to buy the tickets. They gave $5,000 a piece a year to the university just to get in the queue.
Man. Yeah,
So
oddly enough,
we're talking 1978 too.
Yeah, can you imagine
Yeah,
today's
what?
prices?
$5,000 for what now?
To get
Get
in
your
line
name in a
buy
hat.
football tickets.
So, good night.
And
See
I mean,
you tomorrow.
Yeah,
You
it's
got
a
the
real
Zoom
number.
address over there.